Hi everybody, Peggy O'Neill here on the third chapter of our deep dive into building empathy is your next superpower. Today we're going to talk about inquiring. So first we started with understanding what empathy was, what it's not, all that kind of stuff, why it's important. And then I talked in the previous video about listening and all the things you could do to master listening as a skill and how it can empower you as an empathetic person. Today we're going to talk about inquiring. And there are two different ways that we can inquire. One is with words and one is without words. And before I'm going to talk first about inquiring without words. So you've all heard the proverbial phrase or aphorism, before you judge a man, walk a mile in his shoes. Right? We've all heard that. So what does that point to? It points to actually imagining what it would be like to be that other person. So we open our mind, we open our heart, and we step into their experience, and we might inquire to ourselves, what is it like to live with that difficult child? Or maybe it's, what would that be like to lose all your money in a Ponzi scam? Or maybe something like, I mean, what would that feel like if your house just burned down? So there's a way that we can just try to imagine what it's like to be the other person, and when we do that, we actually come present with what their experience is. We might draw up a memory from within ourselves where we have some similar, maybe not the same, and maybe not even close to the same, but somewhat similar kind of experience. And we can draw on that memory to begin to resonate with that other person as we imagine what it's like to be them. So when we do that, we actually create a bridge between ourselves and the other person. There's some sense of sameness there. It intensifies the experience of sameness because now we're having some kind of inclination of what they're actually feeling. And this creates a really beautiful connection and opens the door for much more meaningful, lasting, and sustainable relationship. Inquiring with words is something that we can do if the person's sort of flustered and they're all over the place and they're not making sense. We can ask them questions that bring out relevant information, that fill in some of the gaps, maybe that set some context. So we don't want to sort of go off on a tangent. We want to keep them on track, but sometimes we can just lead with curiosity. And so tell me more about what that was like. Or so if that person was doing that, what was happening over there? Or what was your experience right then? So you could draw more information out of them. And actually, as you do that, they'll feel heard. They'll feel listened to. They'll feel valued. They feel like they matter. And all of that helps to create the healing. So we can inquire without words and just imagine what it's like to be them, imagine what they're feeling. We can also use words that draw out more information. When we're using words, we also want to be genuine. The whole thing, I mean, a lot of empathy happens to work much better when we show up as a genuine person, when we let go of the things that create separation, things like biases and prejudices and preconceived notions and limiting beliefs about people and about what they can do or what they can't do, or all these stories that we have about what group of people they're from or whatever it is. If we can leave those things outside, behind us, outside the door, outside, let go of our agenda about what we think should happen, let go of our wanting to give advice and to fix them and get them out of pain so that we don't have to sit there and be in a difficult situation emotionally. So we allow ourselves to imagine what it's like to be them. We can ask questions, we can be genuine. And if we want to help them to go deeper into their experience, another great form of inquiry is to ask the person, so what are you experiencing now? And this will help them to go inside and actually go down underneath all of the words in the whirlwind of emotion. And actually, in many cases, people are able to identify what the much deeper issue is, and they're able to communicate that, and then that deeper healing happens. So these are a few tips on becoming a master inquirer, imagining what it's like to be them, using questions and curiosity, showing up as genuine, and helping people to go deeper into exploring their experience. All right, signing off for now. This has been all about inquiry. The next video coming up is on resonating, sort of the heart of the whole empathetic process. I'll see you there. So long for now.